Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, The Shadow and the Blade. I've been thinking a little bit about our long-term strategy. And the more I think about this, the more I think we maybe want to just focus our armies northward. I know that I said a very different thing toward the end of the last episode, but on further reflection, I think maybe just wiping the Empire out now while they're at like maximum distraction is probably the best thing for us. We may not have to even fight the dwarves and the border princes alone, as clan, what's their name? This clan here, Clan Moors. As Clan Moors slowly comes around, we might be able to get them to turn on the dwarves and backstab them, and I think there's a chance that pressure from this side is going to be relieved, while there's no way that things over here are going to get any better than they are right now. So let's just focus our armies northward, cut off the Empire as much as possible. Like, if we don't do that, we're never going to be able to defend this stuff without posting Vomit, like, right here the whole time, which seems like a terrible waste. So, that's my plan. My plan is, let's focus really, really hard on Reichland for the moment. Also, we should focus on diplomacy. So, we are trending pretty negative with Clan Moors, but we have some gold that we can give them as gifts, and we have the 13th scheme available again. So I think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit this button here. And we are also going to give them a small gift this turn. I don't know exactly how much. Hold on, we'll figure it out once we do some combat. So, what can Ungrim Iron Fist actually reach? Well, obviously he can make it to Fildorf. Keep in mind, the movement range that's being displayed here is his March mode movement range, so things that are near the end of it can't actually be attacked. Okay, I think he can reach Wissenberg and Fildorf. We don't know exactly what's in his army, so we don't know if there's any siege stuff. Where are my heroes right now? Let's pull Erat back and see if he can get a little bit of information by getting closer here. He's not able to get very close. Okay, well, we know at least that there is a grudge thrower, so he will be able to attack walled settlements the turn he reaches them. Can anybody get close to Wissenberg? I bet we can't, right? If I pulled you out to March mode, you could get close. You can't get there, but you could get close. Alright, I think what I'm going to do then is fall back to Fildorf. Maybe we'll take Karakern and stuff, but if we do, we're going to use the southern armies to do it. Pull you back to here. If he goes to Wissenberg, he gets it. There's nothing we can do about that. And I do imagine that's what's going to happen here. To the point where I do not think it is worth spending money upgrading the walls. Alright, who else do we need to give orders to? We need to figure out what's going on down here. We could burn Zvorak real quick. Just try to like use these two armies to hollow out the southern part of the map instead of taking control of it, which will slow down enemy armies as they approach us and try to resettle it all. That's not bad, and this is not a 2-army job. But I suppose if we're only going to use one army for it, it probably ought to be Bilefitch, because the other army should be the one that goes to the places that are maybe dangerous. Oh, we have a little camp here, it looks like. What are you doing? Go. He's changed his mind as soon as he got to the river crossing. I'm going to just burn this for now. I don't think there's a lot of value in us holding it, especially if we don't have Myrmidons. And I have to take you out of ambush mode. I'm curious what those campfires are all about. Okay, that's a friendly. Well, that's a good sign. They're at war with the border princes, right? And they are not at war with the dwarves. Okay. She's starting to have some pretty good armies. Pretty good units, rather, in her army. Deathstreak Terrorgeists, a Necrofex Colossus, which is a giant that's made out of a pirate ship and like crab parts. Is one of my favorite units in the game. Some cannons and stuff. She might be able to win some real fights. We'll keep an eye on her. I'm gonna go to right here, between any potential enemies and Remamute, and we'll lay an ambush. Or I guess I could just back up and stay safe next to my dude here. trying to think, if there's a chance that we could catch the enemy. Let's max out Pestilent Breath, and then we'll start picking up blue line stuff after. No, let's just stay together. If the positions were reversed, maybe I would have done it the other way. And they should have been, right? I intended to have Bilefitch attacks for it. I don't know what happened there. Whatever, it's fine. You don't really need to attack that army anymore. It is definitely already doomed. Well, better than a 50% shot to wound this level 40 Thane. Yeah, go ahead and take it. It's worth a try. Are we able to attack with Vomit this turn? We are. Okay, so we do want to just do damage. Or kill their wizard. We want to kill their wizard. There we go. Now they have no magic for the battle. He is attempting to recruit, but he must be stopped. This stuff up here, we're going to take control of all of this. Okay, it's not going to make me fight that manually, which I appreciate. We do actually have enough food to take the settlement over at a higher level. Do I want to? It's a minor settlement, right? So maybe I will. We haven't actually had enough food to do this very often. We can get walls up around here more quickly. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, hey, Karlberg has fields. I didn't even notice that. Well, that's handy. Start the construction of the alarmed tunnel. And I probably want to do this, but hold on a second. We want to make sure that we do all of our important stuff before we spend any more money, because I may want to give a bribe, like I said. So leadership, weapon strength, and charge bonus up for our armor piercers. Recruit rank up for a lot of the units that we hire a lot. I'm going to take Masters of Infiltration. We're in a place where our diplomatic standing is starting to matter a little bit. And then I'm not going to worry about any settlement upgrades. We do have a damaged building. Oh, that's not worth repairing. So I think we're going to have no other notifications then. We have moved everybody. Before we do anything else with our money, let's go check in on the forest.
Watch your back, Tile.
So we're actually kind of holding here. The small gift was 2k, I believe. I might hold off for a turn on upgrading Arguelon.
Squads your fear terror. You stand in presence of quake.
Yeah, small gift is 2k. Okay. We will do this. We're still trending negative, but we can give another gift next turn. And I think for right now, the only place I really want to spend money is on the front or in the forest back here to try to make sure that it stays under control. I'll tell you, I would love to be able to get these things to a place where we can actually tax them. Right now, things are holding, and that's the best we're going to be able to do. Yeah, all right. I'm not gonna bother spending any other money. Then we will hold out and have some more money for next turn. So Vomit is probably going to have to turn south to deal with this army, but I'm glad we were able to pick up Karlberg. So how is this built? Middenstag and Weismund are both minor, and then Middenheim is up here, which means this is a different thing over here. The Black Pit and Wrecker's Point. We don't necessarily have to be enemies with these elves. How do they feel about me? Oh, they don't like me very much at all, it turns out. Well, that's a shame. Not like such a shame that I'm going to try to do anything about it, obviously. But it would have made our lives a little easier and safer if they considered us friendly. That said, it won't take that long to wipe them out. So if we give Clan Moors another gift next turn, if we could make it a medium-sized gift instead of a small gift, we'll probably be able to get our reputation with them temporarily trending toward a positive value. And all we actually need is for it to get high enough for them to take a non-aggression pact, and then that'll give us that feedback loop, and from there we'll figure it out. Oh, interesting. Another army. That does complicate things somewhat. I assume Ungrim Ironfist is going to Wissenberg? No, he is a fool. He fell into my ambush. I gotta tell you, I don't think that his move was very sensible, even if my ambush army wasn't present. Like, him against the 30 units in Fildorf, I'm pretty sure is a huge loss. I will say this. There are certain factions that the AI dramatically... The balance of power bar and the auto-resolver dramatically overvalue. Dwarves are one of them. Lizardmen are another. The basic dwarf and lizardmen units just get a ton of basically free chance to win from the auto-resolver. So you'll see them take on battles that are kind of nonsensical because they regard all battles as auto-resolves. You know, they only ever auto-resolve. But in that case, I'm not 100% sure that the auto-resolver would have given them favor, even without my ambush army. That was just like a really weird one. Alright, Toxer is ready for action. Which is convenient, because the army he's supposed to join is right nearby. So, like I said, I think it probably is the case that Vomek needs to come down here. And for the moment, I'm going to have Vomek just stop right outside of Altdorf in ambush mode, because I don't know exactly what that other army is doing. I'm sure we can get vision of them. They should be right over here. Yeah, okay. With the way they're riding, it can't be anything other than attacking Altdorf, right? Oh wow, he succeeded. That was lucky. I was figuring he could just go for the failure, and yeah, you still get some XP on a failure, provided you don't wound yourself. Alright, who do we want to drop to put the wizard in the army? Because we probably don't need everybody here. Is Balequint a necessity for this army? Maybe. If we're going to put a real wizard in... Oh, you know what? This is not the army that our wizard was supposed to be in. Let's have Toxer run south and see if he can't make it all the way down to Infectique. I was looking at that and I was like, that composition doesn't make sense to me. That's not the way I usually do this. Alright. So let's talk to Clan Moors. See if they are amenable to another gift. Okay, there he is. He says, shower me in gifts. I got it. Here's 8,000 more gold. Trending toward 34. Alright, so we're just going to check in periodically over the next... We're going to check in every turn, let me clarify, for the next little while, and hopefully we can make that work. Ooh, if we give him military access, he'll go right for this. Can I also get some money? Because the thing is, I just gave a bunch of money away, so if I could get a little bit of help from you, that would be spectacular. Okay, cool. So that's going to trend us toward 49 without having, like, almost none of that's temporary. There's the 13 points from the ritual, but even still, trending toward 36 means we probably will be able to hold a lasting friendship with them. And we just got a bunch more relationship with these guys. Because of what? Why do they suddenly like us more? I guess maybe this number had not updated with the full value of the gifts we gave them before? Well, whatever. Like I said, we'll check in every turn. We'll see if they come around on us.
Science, sorcery, death.
Boy, the Pirates of Sartosa sure are going to be surprised in a couple of turns, huh? Or in when we get to the end of the thing. A couple of turns. More like a couple dozen turns. I think I want to have Infectique and Ikiclaw just run hard to the north. Do we want to take this intervening territory? I guess is the question. I don't really want to put in the effort to capture a bunch of walled cities that I don't even want to have to defend. Frankly, Steingart and Fildorf are not even things that I'm really going to put any effort into defending. So it's hard to... I think I'm just going to bail. What is my plan? What's my actual plan of attack? We need to start working on this stuff. Vomic deals with these armies and then heads back north to clear out these. The other armies start working here, and we can just sweep northeast. We're going to need these guys down here in the south to be on defense. So probably the deal is Bilefitch and Remamute are going to like go to Matorka and Karak-Ankazar, grab those, and then get into the mountains and take this stuff over. And then they can play defense on the southeastern front. Yeah, okay. So then we do want to end up with these armies over by like Grunberg. So let's make that happen. And we're just going to hope that Fildorf stands. This needs defenses. This needs another level on its growth building. And if we're leaving this here, we may as well upgrade it. Who knows? We might have to replenish troops on this side of the mountains. It would be good to have proper recruitment stuff. Actually, the mountains might become a recruitment province. Just because we don't have a lot of good ways to build up new units in this area. And if that's the case, do I want to start building a recruitment building here? Like, we lose gun teams semi-frequently. So is there anything else? No, I think we just go to Matorka. And I want Bilefitch to be the one who leads, Remamute to be the one who... Ooh. Hello there, Belagar Ironhammer. Do I have the ability to initiate this battle with you? I do. Okay, so Bilefitch can come in and be reinforcements. That's just bad luck, really. How unfortunate for them. So they're in the underway. I don't think we'll fight this manually. This is minus 6% missile damage, so we probably want to put this on, like, somebody who's actually going to be in the enemy ranged units, right? And I don't think we should need to apply any fancy tech here. No need to put extra Menace Below charges in or anything. How many times have we killed Belagar Ironhammer? Looks like Penny Gordy might take Matorka for us, and actually I'd be fine with letting our allies run this territory down here. I certainly don't want to have to do it.
Vampire of the waves.
I'm going to formally ask you to take control of that. And I think her taking control of that would probably mean that she is then incentivized to get a hold of Akendorf. I think the AI also likes to complete provinces where it can, which means that she might run interference for us down here for a little bit. We're just going to normal move you. March mode you. This next turn we should have Karak-Ankazar pretty easily, right? There are proper bridges across the rivers here, so it's a nice easy crossing. And I guess you just run up here and try to keep us apprised of enemy troop positions. How did the dwarves make it as far north as the Moot? This is a disgrace over here. So Upside is not super needed in this area anymore. I really would love for Birdie Bratch to go away, but I also don't want to put forth the effort to actually kill Birdie Bratch. The raiding is causing some public order issues, though. I'm going to have Upside try to stick with the armies for the moment. And we actually do have 5,800 gold, so we can go ahead and upgrade a bell somewhere. And in 4 turns, we can summon in some new guys and maybe come up with a new plan scheme. Yeah, for the moment, I think things are going all right, and since Wissenberg's not being attacked, I guess I don't have the money for the upgrade. We do need to prioritize that, though. You know what I could do is some of this. I didn't bother building the cheap money-making building in Wissenberg because we want to get the marble structure up, but I think it's a little too expensive. I think it's like 800 gold to start, so we didn't quite have the money this turn. And that sorcerer will be able to finally join Infecteek's army this next turn, provided that it doesn't get killed, which it totally might. Sadly, Vomic's ambush was foiled. Looks like these guys are going to... Oh, interesting. That's not what I was expecting. That's especially not what I... What on earth are they doing? I honestly cannot tell what is happening in the AI's weird little brain. We were probably going to have to come down to the desert anyway in order to win, because there's a couple of major settlements down there that we could conquer. The thing we are still furthest from is the big list of 17 major settlements that must be owned. We haven't even really thought about that. I guess it's not really super worth planning about until we get Reichland under control. But we're probably going to have to go south to complete it. Okay. I'm pretty much just ignoring all the little quests we're getting because the rewards are not good enough for me to put forth effort on them. See, Vashnar is not at war with the border princes. It actually might be really nice for me if he was, though. Is there a way we can make that happen? Could you join my war against the border princes in exchange for... I mean, I could join one of your wars. I do not want to declare war on them. I guess I can't. They are not in any wars that I'm not in. Fair enough. Are they at war with Corone? I don't want to be at war with Corone. We could pay you 3,000 gold. Okay. Never mind. I don't care that much. And like I said, we check in with our fellow rats every turn. I want to land that non-aggression pact the very moment that we can. Alright, let's figure this out. Kemperbad looks like a pretty easy take. The army that's nearby... Oh, is pretty basic, actually. Very low quality. Let's start with a little scout. Where did that third army go? You know, they could be nearby in ambush mode. They could try to do some of the stuff that we're always doing. The AI does occasionally use ambushes. Probably, honestly, like if it used them more often, you'd be less likely to fall for them. I think it exercises good restraint. So how many armies do we want to bring and which ones? I think probably what we would like to do here is have Vomic turn around and go back north. So let's see if we can handle this with just Infecteek and Icket Claw. It looks like the answer might be no. Yeah, if we don't use Vomic, we don't get to break these guys down this turn. And I think that's pretty important. So let's have Infecteek come up here. Oh, he's going to have to march. Alright, well, let's do that then. I keep using right-click to cancel the move order, which unfortunately also unselects the army. Actually, he's going to have to be more like here, right? Because we want him to be on the edge of both of the circles. And then we're going to kick something out of this army and replace it with a wizard. It's probably a Death Runner, because I'm a little worried that we're already too short on stand and fight type units. Alright, he finally made it. Also, I'm realizing he's not equipped with any loot, any gear at all. We should probably give him some gear. So, he's not going to be in melee all that much. It feels like giving him the Gunnarsson Kron is maybe a little bit of a waste. It should probably go on a fighter type. But we can have him stand near the front lines. He can fight a little bit, and then also just be distracting. And if he's taken on that role, then also he should have the brass cleaver. Boost up our troops. Shadow Magnet Trinket gives missile parry to nearby allies. Ooh. Yeah, let's give him this. He's just like he's a walking buffer and debuffer. I had to remember to actually activate that in order for it to do anything, which is not anything that is guaranteed to work. Enemies within 55 meters take minus 22% magic resistance. And then we can lower the enemy's recharge rate. I think I just want to give him Assault of Stone. I've been pretty impressed with Assault of Stone on our other characters. We have a bunch of different things here. So this only affects himself, but it does give the army ambush success chance, which is pretty cool. I think I'm going to go for Assault of Stone. I really, really like the direct damage spells, obviously. I probably like them too much. It's probably the case that we would get a little bit more benefit from having more buffs. May as well take a Scavenger, and I guess a Breeder? And a Bell Polisher. And we're never going to use this Pet Wolf Rat. But also, I have nothing else for the slot, and nobody else needs the Wolf Rat. Okay. Now, Vomit runs up here and engages. No, go this way. I'm a little worried about the fact that it's acting like I can't hit it from this angle. I should be able to, right? We're going to walk forward a little bit and see if it... So I should be able to attack Kemperbad from the north. It sure looks like I have the movement range. Yeah. Okay. That was weird. It was like trying not to do the thing. At this point, we are actually trying to take and keep Kemperbad, so now is the time for like real upgrades here. Okay, and next turn we'll have Vomit turn around and run the other direction. Well, I'm feeling pretty good about this. We want to take the other half of Life is Cheap right now. And Infecteek's army is going to go back to full health every single turn. I was kind of expecting that once they took over Matorka, all of a sudden we'd be able to get replenishment here, because it's now friendly territory, because we're allied with them. But I didn't count on all of the corruption. That's fine. We'll just do this. Oh hey, it's a partial army that thinks it has time to recruit. I think these dwarves are suffering a series of really embarrassing defeats where they're just like, they're not making the kinds of decisions they need to make to sustain a long push. Alright, so now we have friendly territory. Now we will actually get replenishment. Yeah, we'll underway move over toward Karakern. Migdal von Galbarak should be last, I think. Because that way, we're over here where the reinforcement enemy armies might actually spawn. Can you get down? Okay, there is a pass down to ground level. That's definitely interesting. And I think once the dwarves lose this, they're going to lose one of their key abilities to generate armies directly on my border. They're going to lose access to a whole side of my empire, basically, which is going to be very helpful to us. Hey, look, I found those guys. Are there any... No, there are no heroes in this unit to assassinate. Or in this army, rather. So it sure does seem like the AI, the Reichland AI, is just building the same stuff over and over again. Don't really have access to any enemy units or any enemy agents to mess with, so I guess we just hang out over here, try to keep an eye out for trouble. We also have to keep an eye on Valmir Gausser. Wissenberg is not yet secured. And with 12,000 gold, I guess we just, yeah, we have a lot of stuff that we can build. So I'd like to get the trade buildings up here. Do we want to also upgrade? I mean, we may as well, right? We're almost certainly going to have to put up a bell in, well, I was going to say we're going to have to put up a bell in Nuln, but I'm looking right at it, and there is already a bell. I should be able to see that. So is there anything else that we want to do over here? We won't have a population surplus enough to upgrade Val's Anvil for 16 turns. Be 8 turns here, so I guess we're pretty much done upgrading a couple of these. It's going to be quite a while here as well. And without taxation being on, it doesn't really make any sense for us to build any of the other building types here. I think I'm just going to... Well, I was about to say I'm just going to pass with this money up, but maybe not. Maybe we should be pushing for all these little cheap building upgrades. I mean, it adds up over time, right? We're getting to a pretty serious number. I think Obside becomes a scout for the Southern Force, maybe? Because Arat's got this area under control. Apparently Toxer leveled up, and I forgot to spend it. We didn't find that any of these spells were super useful. I do like Brittlebone and Black Whirlwind, though. Oh, I guess we do have 3 warp fuel. I could have bought an upgrade for our Doom Wheels. Well, we're not going to run out of food. We'll be okay. Interesting to see a Clan Moor's army this far north. I wonder what they're doing. I guess because of the fact that they're still too friendly with the dwarves to be at war, they must, they're just looking for something to do with the armies they've built. They can't fight anybody nearby. See, this thing, I don't understand what is going on with the Reichland AI running armies over to cities, sieging the cities, and then breaking the siege and running away the same turn. That's not just an AI's not good at strategy game thing. That's like that's clearly an AI not behaving the way it's supposed to behave thing. Also, these Bretonnians better not be about to ride over here and try to start stuff with me. Those aren't even full stacks. I will devour those guys. Man, I do not want to have to devote an army to controlling the south. We just do not have the men. That's embarrassing. Just rode into a very ugly battle there. Greybeard's Prospectors... I believe that's a dwarf faction that's... Yeah, they were down here. Well, we don't need to actually remove the dwarf player from the game to win, so I guess it's not a big deal that they took over some land that's really far away from us. Except that it means it's harder to get rid of their agents from our land, obviously. I will say, not attacking Altdorf is the only thing this guy could possibly do that would help him live. It's smart for him not to go for that, but I don't understand why he rode over there in the first place, frankly. My guess is that we're not going to be able to hold Karaberg, but I'm going to try to get this wall up anyway. And then before I forget, Doom Wheels. What is next? We have 1 character on a Doom Wheel mount and 1 Doom Wheel, right? And we could mess with those numbers. So was it the case that the double shot ammunition for characters is different than the double shot ammunition for normal Doom Wheels? I don't know why these would be 2 separate technologies, but they do both seem very good. About to earn ourselves a warp field generator, which is fine. Yeah, I guess this one... I gotta go through and, like, actually audit all of our characters' gear and stuff. Make sure people are built in a way that makes sense, but that's a thing that's not necessarily going to be exciting to watch. I can do that off camera. So is Warpad the next place we're going? Yeah, maybe. I don't want Clan Morse to get a hold of it, probably. I guess I don't care. Huh, you guys are not actually at war with the Empire. What are you doing? Yeah, I don't know. His army composition's good, I think. It's fine. I'm very curious what his plan is. I'll have to keep an eye out. While we're talking about Clan Morse here, let's do our check-in for the turn. Oh, maybe. We're getting close, though. It's totally going to happen. I think part of what's driving our reputation with them up is that they are considering the Empire to be, or Reichland rather, to be more and more of an enemy. So we're getting more and more points for the stuff we're doing against Reichland. 42% versus... Oh yeah, kill this guy. Let's get a proper growth building in here. So I think we do want to go to Wartbad. Yeah, we have to take this stuff, right? If we have one army pushing north, I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the way to do this that's going to make my expanding position the least precarious? And I actually don't know what the answer to that is. Let's go this way and engage in some standard Skaven ambush nonsense. Let's try to stay sneaky in the forest until we are too close to hide. It's possible that the army from Flensburg will just ride out for Kemperbad and stumble across us right there. That would make my life pretty easy. Karakern is totally safe to move toward. And hopefully Karak Ankazar will be able to just stand. I'm going to leave the recruitment structure in there. Yeah, hopefully Karak Ankazar will be able to just stand because the enemies are too distracted fighting pirates until we can get some walls up. Let's take a look up toward Talabheim. There's nothing in Krugenheim. We're not going to be able to see this, but it looks like maybe the Reichlanders don't have a lot of reinforcements nearby. This guy's very built up, and he's getting close to being immortal. Looks like Arnau's probably going to fall. Can't do a ton about. It's only 1350 to try, and then if he decides to back off for no reason, we could maybe have a... No, you know what? Not worth worrying about. We do need to get Vomik back here, because we're about to see a rebellion, actually. When we lose Arnau, we're gonna see some provincial instability rise. So yeah, that could be a situation. Vomik might have his hands full for a little while. Again, I can see immediate application. Like, if we could afford to run a 6th army, we have good work for it to do right now. We just need to get the money together. Okay, yep, Karaberg falls. Not a big surprise. To be perfectly honest, probably the auto-resolver did more damage there than we would have. Look at all of this cowardice. Not just blundering into my armies for no reason. I guess actually both of my armies failed their hide checks. I thought you guys were supposed to be good at stealth. Okay, well, marching deep into my territory instead of just directly attacking me. They might still be at war with the World Walkers. They might be trying to get north. I'd prefer they go north via some other route. Now this is interesting. I think we might legitimately be able to win this. I'm gonna put some effort in here.
Fight, die for me.
It's not good odds, but I think we might defeat these guys. So we have one unit of globe throwers, and then not really anything else of value ranged. I mean, we have a couple of sling units, and they can work on the enemy ranged a little bit, but obviously slings versus crossbows or slings versus guns straight up is a pretty bad matchup for us. But if we could kill Bertie Bratch relatively early in the battle, we could probably panic a lot of his army. This is a case where we definitely want to start up on them as quickly as possible. We do not want to let them regroup with their reinforcements if we don't have to. Of course, as quickly as possible is a little bit tricky, because we don't obviously want those units to be immediately cut to pieces by the enemy ranged. Oh yeah, and we have access to warp bombs, don't we? Oh no, this is the Scryer Clanstone, which we do not have any use for. Basically, charge. I'm gonna have us just go for the rifles here. We might actually be able to get them from over the uneven terrain where they can't shoot back. Alright, Globadiers need to focus on particularly enemy groups that are packed in densely with other enemy groups. And let's give proper attack orders to everybody here, just like run at stuff. Never stop running forward. Their Lord would be a fun kill, but I don't necessarily think that a lot of our units are up to that kind of task. Keep in mind that because this is a garrison and not a proper army, we do not have a lord, we do not have a character. Put these guys in skirmish mode. Just waiting to be able to drop our summoned clan rats here. Okay, we do have people chasing them. We're going to cast the Clanstone just because we never get to cast it. And rise up from the earth and lower the magic resistance of these enemies who we have no magic damage to attack with. You guys stay on there. You guys stay on there. Probably throw the globes a little bit deeper, a little further away from my own units. Yeah, I'm hoping to have a significant portion of this enemy and of this army either dead or permanently retreating before the reinforcements get here. Let's have these guys bail out. Come back to this fight. Really? My Clan Rat Spear unit is floundering despite not being attacked at all in any way? That doesn't feel right. Let's have you guys attack over here, you guys attack over here. Alright. I have high hopes that we will have these units broken in just a couple of seconds here. And not a moment too soon, frankly. The Globadiers over here. Globadiers, anti-large. We have armor-piercing missiles. And also, of course, the Poisoned Wind upgrade. Alright, spears in particular. Get on that. We are not winning this fight. You guys should stay on them. Alright, fortunately they ran a lot of their cavalry directly into our spears, which we should be able to take some advantage of. Also, I cannot believe these guys have a clear enough shot to actually be firing. I can tell you with some certainty, I would not be able to have my ranged units fire in this situation. They would just stand around looking dumb. Trying to run these cavalry off. I think the cavalry represent one of the biggest threats to us still. Also, kind of can't believe... I mean, like, I knew the great swords were not going to be an easy kill, but I kind of can't believe how long they are standing against us. We are actually going to lose this. Okay, so we drew some people back. Well, at least this army won't be worth very much by the time this battle's over. But yeah, they're totally going to get us. And there's a version of this where we spend a Doom Rocket and we manage to just barely get the job done. But I honestly don't think the city is worth a Doom Rocket, even if it does change the result from victory to loss. Stupid, cowardly Skaven. Yeah, I would really have loved to have finished off their lord, at least. I think between the lot of us, we should be able to finish off this unit of cavalry. That's actually totally fine. Second they stop chasing, they're going to get shot in the back. But obviously we do want to turn them around and have them fight the horses when that becomes sensible. I mean, if they just catch the archers and the horses charge into their back while they're fighting archers, that's not even that bad, really. Yeah, alright. Well, we did some damage here. All we spent on this was food. And the settlement itself doesn't matter to us, like, at all. We didn't have anything that was anywhere near a match for their lord here. These guys should be able to win this fight, I think. Maybe. Spears get a pretty large bonus against cavalry, but also those are some real basic units we have there. Oh, you guys are out of... Some of our slingers have run out of ammunition. We might be able to give these guys a little bit of a boost. Friendly units have shown up. You know you want to stay in. No, you've been reinforced, you cowards! Oh, that's not going to go that well for the new clan rats. So if possible, I'd like to stay in this battle long enough to summon the last group of Menace Belows. Oh, sorry, you guys could stay on this job. I was gonna have them run around and try to capture the enemy lord, but apparently he has disappeared into the trees. Okay, where can we do the greatest harm with this last group of clan rats? Depending on how the terrain works out for us with those guys, we might be able to break both of these units. You guys have that under control. What we've done here is we've overpopulated their targets. They can't shoot at everybody, right? So hopefully that'll mean some of these guys get their work done. I don't understand what's going on over here at all. Like, how is it the case that all of these units in skirmish mode are letting this one group of halberds push them around? Seems crazy to me. Honestly, if these guys can stand their ground, it's not so bad. How much health does their lord have? It can't be very much, right? 139. Okay, if we break that guy... then we run these units over here. It's not impossible that we could... well, no, never mind. It is. It is effectively impossible. They have too many units that are still at very high health. What I was saying was, we get that Lord recently killed debuff up. I gotta put you in your own control group so I don't keep doing that. But their units are in too good of a shape physically to be broken mentally by their terrible lord being killed. That said, I'm still going to try to kill him. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly where in the forest he went to. Could be anywhere. I'm pretty sure that this doesn't work the way I want it to. There he is. Get him. It shouldn't take very many shots. Also, we might be able to break those horses. We still have a fair amount of ammunition, too. Oh, they are no longer under my control. Come on, give up. Look at how futile this is. Look at the losses you're taking. You know this is a bad idea. There you go. Yeah, we probably ought to focus on those horses too. Yeah, we're about to run out of ammunition on one group. It's remarkable how much damage their cavalry takes doing this, though, considering the very, very low armor-piercing damage of sling units. I was hopeful that since we had a couple units of spears, we'd be able to get the cavalry down, but I overestimated us a little bit. Part of that is that the units in the settlement garrisons are way weaker than the units in our armies, because, of course, our lords have all kinds of red line bonuses and unique traits and stuff. I think the thing we were feeling most there, actually, was the lack of leadership bonuses that our characters have built up over time. Stuff like the race slayer traits, like the human slayer and the dwarf slayer, where your whole army gets like 4 to 10 extra leadership during battle against certain forces. We had a lot of units break and run there in situations where if they had just stood for a second longer, they would have killed some stuff. Little differences can be the whole thing. Also, let me tell you something. These random pirate forces, they're very aggressive on the water toward the player. Like, if I had boats just hanging out near them all the time, those boats would be getting destroyed. And we are doing a fantastic job of spreading our Undercity all the way throughout Ulthuan. Yeah, look at all of this. We're gonna worry about that later, obviously. So, Warbed itself only has a 9-unit garrison. They have Rudiger Claus, who is in march mode. Okay, let's do this first. We know we want to do this.
Not possible.
This guy's army is in pretty good shape and pretty powerful. Man, is Vomik... Are we up to this task?
No.
He thinks no.
Blades drip.
We have kind of a lot of, like, slings and goofy units. But we do need to be up to this task.
Death missions.
We're not going to get an offensive ambush because he's in a settlement, which is a problem. Okay, hold on. Maybe we'll come to that in a moment. You definitely cannot reach those guys. You could just attack here. Wow, Cheerflesh is really lucky. And a lot of super low percentage actions. So part of me wants to have one of these armies peel off and grab Karel Schwarzhelm. But I did want to push forward and take this. And this situation's only going to get worse, right? They're recruiting actively. So I guess that means we're just going to let Karel Schwarzhelm live? Maybe that's what Vomik does here. Steps over to, like, Kemperbad area and tries to get an ambush off. No, let's kill this guy. We'll have an easier time fighting these guys outside of their optimal territory. Unfortunately, though, we can't actually get there this turn. Okay, hold on. Here's the thing we know we're doing, that we know should actually go down the way we want it to go down.
Make way. Master engineer to track.
Okay, there we go. That's with both of my armies? It is indeed. Okay, well, I think we probably shouldn't start this battle 57 minutes into the episode, so we'll siege up there. That's how we'll start next episode. And I think we are going to, on this side, just fall back a little bit. We need to let these guys break against us before we are, before we're ready to march any further forward. What is the rough strength of... Okay, so they are more powerful than we are. They have a larger number of total armies. That's probably not that big a deal, especially if we're in a position here to kill, like, 3 or 4 armies in quick succession, which it looks like we probably are. So before we quit, one last check-in with these dudes. Might be able to get the trade agreement. What if we do this, plus some dollars? $3,000. You know what? I'll take it. That helps us build. Okay, so we're improving toward a very positive number now. And as we continue to mess with the Reichlanders, it's just going to get better and better. I'm glad to see them turn away from the dwarves, because we were in a real position with them being friends with the dwarves. I cannot speak yet to the Khemri, but I bet the Khemri would like us. They love a person with a large empire, which is certainly a good description of our position. Okay, so no trade agreement with them just yet, but probably soon, and that will have our relationship cemented. And once that happens, we can start thinking about maybe trying to get a defensive alliance going, asking them to turn on our foes, and it'll be nice to, for once, have a friend who is, like, militarily competent and capable of fighting on the same level that we are. But that is going to have to be it for us for today. We are out of time, sadly. So thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, Monday, to see if we will survive yet another wave of Reichlanders pouring into our land. And we'll see you then.